Hey everyone, timscomputerfix.net again here. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to replace a keyboard slash palm rest slash touchpad on a HP Envy M7-n109dx. Now there are several different types of models of this HP Envy M7s or what have you. And there's different revisions and such, and some, we'll go ahead and open this, some have keyboards that are, it can easily be removed from here. A lot of them have keyboards that are built into the palm rest, such as this, and this is the replacement. And there are some videos that actually show you removing this metal plate and then swapping a plastic white insert, which is your backlight, and then replacing the keyboard. This particular model, however, I am not going to do that. And because this model is a different revision, and you needed to decide this yourself before you do this repair of exactly, are you going to replace the keyboard, and you have to, how easy it is to replace the keyboard. And don't forget there's a backlight insert in some of these that you have to pull out and swap. If you're not comfortable with doing that, I wouldn't do it. This one in particular is the one that you don't want to do that to, because in here, tough to see with the glare lighting there, but there, every one of these little dots you see here are plastic rivets. So this entire back plate to this keyboard is held down with plastic rivets. And I'm not going there. I have other videos where I have wallowed those out, but I'm not doing it with this keyboard. If I can prevent it, if I don't have to, and I got lucky and found what looks to be a pretty decent replacement palm rest with keyboard built in, and that's what we're going to do now. And I also have to fill in the touchpad here, and I'll probably just get rid of that little sticker there, but it's a match, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. As you can see, the key's missing here on this, and the key's pretty much broken off. The metal hooks in there that hold the key into place is missing, so that's not going to work. So we're going to have to go out and take all the guts out of this computer and swap it over and put it into the new palm rest. And the way this works is we're going to go ahead and close it, flip it over here, and we're going to remove the battery. If I can remove the battery. There we go. All right, so we need to work on getting this back cover off of here, obviously. And these are just your basic Phillips head screws. We'll start here. Remove all the screws from the bottom of this laptop. All right, in this case, even though it shows the symbol here for the DVD drive, it's still wedged in. So don't force that. If it doesn't pop right out or slide right out, just leave it there. More than likely, there's another screw in there somewhere holding it in place. All right, and then we have a few small ones, black ones here where the battery compartment is. Small black. Sometimes they'll hide screws under these guys here. I don't think that's going to be the case with this, to be honest. So up, and we have two more screws. And we're going to go ahead and crack the seal around the edges here of this. I like to use a metal flat tool, something similar to a nice sesame tool. Yeah. All right, here we are in the front. Yep, pop it out. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to pry it off from the back side here too. Okay, I did get the CD drive to come out, so that came out on its own, and that exposes, aha, a couple of small screws here that I was kind of catching on there. Didn't want to force anything, so I kind of stopped and reassessed my CD drive situation. Okay, and let's see if we can now get this off. Aha, she comes right off now. Very nice. Okay, I've kind of zoomed in a little bit more so we can all have a better look here, kind of about where I want to start. Just take note of your cable management everywhere you go, just to be sure that you can replicate that when everything gets swapped over. But I think where I want to start here, let's just go ahead and start with the hard drive. Let's get the hard drive out of here. Screw here. All right, looks like there's 4 of them. Look at there. All right. Speakers look like that comes out with those screws. One there. Okay. Washers that are in there, I guess, for vibration. Another one here. All right, that pulls up off of that. So these are all kind of wedged in there around those rubber grommets that are meant to protect against vibration. I think I'm going to go ahead and unplug the cable to the speaker. All right, there's that too. That's out and that's out. Let's see, and we'll take out this last little bit. Paying attention to how all the cables are routed here. And try to keep them somewhat intact, but there's pretty much your speaker assembly right here. So there are 2 more speakers up top. We'll get to that in a minute. So right here, it looks like we have that's power jack cable right here. We can go ahead and pull out power cable here, and we'll have to deroute that. Kind of get it out of the way for now. And then that leaves us with these 2 Wi-Fi antenna cables that we'll have to pull out and deroute that. Like the camera cable, perhaps. Looks like that's kind of taped down. Push it out like so and deroute that. Okay. Pop off our video cable like that. Okay, and we can deroute that. Okay. And then that leaves us with this other speaker here, which we can get to, and we'll go ahead and just undo this cable here. Pull that cable off. And that, of course, looks like it's tied in. Aha. That's tied in with this other one that's sitting here that I can't take off quite yet. There's a daughter board over here that we're going to go ahead and take off now. Let's see. Here. That speaker, but that's all right. We're just, all right, that comes out right there like that. All right, we just leave that loose. Got another ribbon cable here. I think that goes to the touchpad, so we can remove that. Flipped up. All right, that cable's gone. Here's the keyboard. Okay. Pull that out. Okay, the backlight ribbon cable just flips up. Pull that out. So that's all of the cables that are connected to the board all the way around. But let's go ahead and just for giggles, take out the screws that hold down the motherboard. And those are always marked, or they're marked in this case with arrows. There's even an X next to one where there's no screws, so it tells you not to put one there. So let's go ahead and start here. Here's another one, it's got an arrow. Another one here. Another one here. There's another screw here, and it's black. The fan, as I expected, is connected to the palm rest, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that. Remove this fan. I think it's... And then we have to unplug that fan, of course. There's a cable here that plugs into the board. Goes to that fan. Just slipped right out of there. Like so. And we'll clean that fan out before we reinstall it. There's a very, very, very small ribbon cable right here that you will miss if you're not paying attention. And I'm going to flip up that lever there. Wow. I want to pull that ribbon cable out. That is so small. Jeez. So there's that. So we just want to kind of pick this up and just move it enough out of the way to where we expose this screw, this speaker here. So we exposed that screw, so we can take that screw off there. We can take this screw off here. And basically we could just remove this entire motherboard with its daughter board still attached, so we don't have to mess around with that. So take note that at this point that there's only 2 screws, and I'm not going to lift up on this to try to open it now. It doesn't have as much support as it did, and you can break some stuff lifting that up without the proper support. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to take out that one screw here and take out this one screw there, and they are both the same size. And we're actually going to flip up. We're going to flip up that hinge. At least I think we are. Perhaps the power jack cover is attached to the hinge, and I think it is, so we'll remove that one also. Should just enough, like that. That's all we need. And that's just enough where we can slide this out. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. 3 screws on this side. Okay. We'll take our pliers here and just slowly lift up on that hinge. And now we have enough room to slide that back. From this point, we can just pay attention to how the cabling is wrapping around your hinge area there. We can basically slide our palm rest out. And there we go. And so what I think I want to go ahead and do is I just want to transfer these speakers up to its new location. And then we can carefully remove these. So I'm just going to transfer them directly over to my new, or my replacement. We have this little guy, very small. Make sure we're going to get that out of there. Just kind of lift it up. And I'm going to transfer that directly over to the new location. Of course, we have the touchpad. 4 screws. Nope, 4, 5, 6 maybe. Transfer this touchpad over. And we'll just, might be 3 if there's one hidden under that ribbon cable. But there's a third one right here up underneath this ribbon cable. Can now be removed. All right, touchpad's out. Okay, you just pop the power jack out. And that is it for the old palm rest. Okay, we'll start with the power jack. And that goes right into place. So now we'll just set our touchpad back into place. We'll put our screws back in for that. That spring to push it back up. You be sure that the 2 springs here are underneath this bracket because that's what gives it its tension. Okay. So the touchpad is back into place. Oh, what do I got here? I got these 2 speakers up here that I need to get kind of put back. All right, I think that's pretty close to how it was originally, correct? We're just going to slide this back right up underneath, sort of how we had it before, until everything sort of lines up. Press down on the hinge. Oh, it looks pretty good. And then we'll just push down this other side here, make sure everything's lined up. Okay, that side there went down pretty good. Okay, and here. Let's go ahead now and get our motherboard into place. So these 2 ribbon cables will have to be folded back. Set this right into place. There's kind of hiding out here. Are exposed. I see both of them. Just kind of set things down here. There's another little ribbon cable right over here I'm going to pull out and expose. All right, we've got our daughter board here sitting in place nicely. Very good. And we can, I would go ahead and put this little ribbon cable guide back in its little spot. And I may need some pliers or something for that, or some tweezers. Yep. All right. Got that little ribbon cable in. Let's go ahead and set in our fan. Work that in underneath there before I secure the motherboard down there like that. All right, and let's just plug this fan in while we're thinking about it. Fan is plugged in. Let's get the screws in, the fan and the motherboard. Put that in. right there. So all the screws are in place. Look, there's a ribbon cable right here for the touchpad. I will go ahead and get that in place. Is our ribbon cable to our keyboard. The whole purpose of this repair is for the keyboard. Okay, I think we have that one there. Pretty sure we do. That's that. All right, for now, what we need to do now is to reroute our cables. We'll start over here. Okay. And we'll route that cable back how it should be. What's next? These cables. Okay, so here's our speaker wire cable I'll plug in here. Here's our, looks like I think that's our camera cable. We'll kind of push that into place. It's going to stay there like that. These cables in, and then our video cable. Here's our video cable here. We'll get that pushed back in. That's in there. We got our video cable back in place. All right, I think we got everything routed in here correctly. That could be a bit tricky, but I think I've got that. Daughter board. Let's get our daughter board screws in. Okay, everything looks pretty good there. I'm going to move the speakers on over. There. Okay, so we line everything up. Go ahead and get the screws put in for the speakers. Stupid. All right, that's all of them. So we can test this now before I put the hard drive in it. And you know, before I complete the assembly, but I think what I want to do is just rest the back cover on here. And actually I want to go ahead and put screws into these two corners, this one and this other one over here, to give it hinge support. All right. Let's just give this a little test. Let me ease up on the, there we go, just a little bit. All right, we got a light. We got power. We got video. We have an ESC, and this is looking good, and that looks pretty good, but I don't see a backlight as of yet. That's a little concerning. But it looks like they do Control-Alt-Delete. Control-Alt-Delete. We know those keys work. All right, so let's power this off. We know several keys work. That's good. The only thing I'm worried about at the moment is no backlight. All right, and we'll put all the screws back into this, put our hard drive back in, and our CD drive, and I'm just going to put the case on and kind of clamp it down and go ahead and try this again. Okay, so got it booted back up, got everything put back together. Figured out that there is a keyboard key shortcut F5 here that kicks on the backlight. And you can see there that the backlight is working. So that's, and I tested out every key on the keyboard. Everything looks good. Touchpad works great. Left, right mouse buttons, wonderful. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, why don't you head right down below here, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. That would be really awesome. I have much more computer repair videos coming your way. There's also a bell you can click for to get notifications for my videos. I really appreciate everybody's support. And as usual, everyone, until next time, see you soon.